Wait this time?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes. Okay. I think we're live already. Apologies, everyone. Michael Schaefer, hello. Right,
That was Tony for all the way.
sorry, guys. When you set up a live stream and do it through your phone, you sort of get it all ready. And then when I turned it on, I had the selfie camera on, not the other camera. It was the wrong way around. And unfortunately, there's no way to change it once you're in the live stream. You have to completely stop and start again.
Yeah.
Apologies for that. Not a friends, lol, that was funny. Yeah, and I also farted right before the live. So if anyone heard Gracie say that stinks, that was...
Yeah, it wasn't a cat.
I was going to try and blame it on the cat, but...
No, it was you.
Yeah, go to Tron, we're live. Hi, Tim, thanks for being here. Tim, thanks for moderating the live stream.
Hi, Tim. How are ya?
Can you all hear us okay? That was hilarious. Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, the whole world's gone crazy. I may as well have the live stream go crazy too. George Aitken, good to see you. Scuba Pete, Keith Holmesley. Yep, sounds good. Awesome.
How is everyone doing wherever you are? I hope you guys are safe and sound.
Yeah. We really hope you and your families are safe. Certainly here in Australia, it seems as though we seem to be like reacting
Slowly.
the same way the rest of the world is, but we're not learning from other countries. We seem to be a couple of weeks behind. So schools are still open. I think they're going to stay open for a bit longer, but eventually they will close. So George Aitken's working in a hospital. Well done, George.
Thank you for your hard work.
Harry O, are you guys on lockdown? No, we're
Not
not on lockdown. The only people on lockdown in the whole country are people who have recently returned from overseas, and those
Have to go self-isolate for 14 days.
Yeah. I'm sure we have some sort of lockdowns coming, but not yet. So where I work, we're going into like a 50-50 roster where I'll do 1 week working from home and 1 week on site, with my counterpart doing the opposite week, just to limit the amount of contact you get with other people. So
Hello, Logan.
Night of Ren, here in the USA, people have gone mad. Toilet paper is a currency now.
Tell me about it. I'm working at a supermarket store. Oh, Jesus. Lord, help me.
Yeah, Gracie is actually one of the local heroes of this crisis. She's been doing long hours in the local supermarket. She's been going in on a day off to help keep store shelves stocked. I think she really enjoys like the first hour of the day where they restrict it just to the elderly and disabled, so they can get in.
It's very nice, to see them. Yeah. No stress, no line, no queue, no pushing in through anything, which is nice just for the big company like that. To actually let people an hour dedicate to the elderly.
Yeah.
And it was just nice to see. But then when that finished,
yeah,
madness.
Yeah. I think senior supermarket now, they've actually like marked out stuff on the floor, so when you're queuing up for the checkout, you've got to maintain this 2 meter distance between other people. Let's see if the customers actually abide by that or whether they just push in.
Keith.
North Carolina is Keith. So Anthony Whitehead, hi. Can't wait to hear Gracie's top 5. We're okay in Middle Tennessee. So
that's good to hear.
So anyone who saw the last live stream where we did the Australian bushfire fundraiser, which makes me think actually, like, really what is going on in the world. We had several months of crisis here in Australia with bushfires. We tried to do what we could, do our part. And now this just is a whole nother level of crisis.
But this one is not just affecting Australia. It's actually all out the globe, and it's become so scary. I wasn't panicked before. I wasn't scared before because we haven't been outside the country. We haven't been in a contact with anyone.
Not for a long time.
Yeah, for a long time, and for this to happen in like our home ground, but also anywhere else around the world, and to see so many people are dying, how quick it is. how quick it like infected everyone. It was so scary. Hi.
All right, so we've got someone from New York here. Yorktown Joe in Wisconsin doing well here. Good to see, guys. Good to see. All right, so can you have a live stream without... Harry O, I would love to have a live stream without a crisis. Fortunately, the biggest crisis we had this morning was when I turned the camera on the wrong way around and had to start again. So apologies for that, guys. Hopefully there aren't people, because I advertised the link to the other live stream on the Facebook page and everything. Hopefully people aren't trying to log into that one. But we've got 46 people watching now, so... Toy Smuggler, how hard is it to find Mego Batman in Australia? Mego Batman turns up quite a bit. I've got a few here. I think I've got another one, a spare one in my sort of bucket of spare Mego parts down there as well. Night of Rent, a person that goes to my college has a virus and they're in a stable condition. That's good to hear.
That's amazing.
All right, yeah. So for those who watched the last live stream, Gracie was quite open that she's not a toy buff, not even really a pop culture buff. You know, some of the movies and pop culture characters that I talk about, she has no idea. So it was quite interesting when she came up here last night to have a look around.
It actually took me more than yesterday, honey. I've been walking in out of here. I'm like, oh my God, is it so many to pick choose from?
Because I did ask Gracie a couple of days ago. I said, hey, look, with most of the world on lockdown, Let's do another live stream. Let's do something a little bit different and just have a chat with all you guys out there who might be in lockdown at home. So, yeah, it was interesting seeing Grace go through her top 5 because she doesn't know what a lot of the toys are.
Yeah, George, I agree with you.
Yeah, George, her own YouTube channel about wine.
I really want to have one this morning, but it's 8 o'clock, so...
It's 8 o'clock, it's a
bit early.
We don't mind an early drink, but that's too early, isn't it?
But people always say it's 5 o'clock somewhere, so that should be okay.
Yeah. Harry says his wife agrees with you.
Oh, thank you.
All right, so...
Shall we get into it?
Yeah, we'll get into it, right? We've got Grace's top 5 toys here, and we're going to count down from 5 down to 1. So the first one, this was a bit of a surprise, but we've got...
Jabba the Hutt.
Jabba the Hutt, yeah. We've got Jabba the Hutt from the Vintage Kenner Star Wars line. And tell everyone...
It's just out of the blue. I walk past it, and because it's at the bottom shelf of this cabinet, and I walk past it, I'm like, It's just, don't ask me why, but the reason I picked this one is pretty much that when we are having quiet, lazy Sunday, this is what we look like. Such a blob.
And I think I'm supposed to be Jabba and this is you, Salacious Crumb.
But I heard it's like, he's a gangster in a movie, so
yeah.
So are we.
He's
right?
Maybe you are, I'm not a gangster.
No, yes, I just, the look of it is so unique, but yeah, this is how it represents us on a lazy Sunday. And this is, I don't know, it's not relating on anything. Just love it.
Night of Ren says Jabba the Hutt, surprising but a good choice. Yeah, so I did have to basically explain to Grace yesterday who he was. Like she knew it was Star Wars because it's in the Star Wars section.
Yeah.
Which is just like, just the blob laying on the couch. That's you on a Sunday.
Literally you.
Goja Trotter said, right, this is great right from the first choice.
You wait.
Jabba, yes. Pizza the Hutt was trapped in his limousine and ate himself to death.
Was it?
Yeah, they've made was that in Spaceballs? I can't remember. They made like a spoof comedy rip-off of Star Wars, and they turned Jabba the Hutt into Pizza the Hutt, who was this big slob made out of pizza, and he ate himself to death.
That's you too.
I don't eat myself to death. Harry, she gets to watch Star Wars for the first time. Well,
I have to admit, I walked out 15 minutes later.
I don't think Grace is ever going to watch it, so probably a bad choice on my part to try and introduce Grace into Star Wars, but when they re-released The Phantom Menace in 3D, I wanted to go and see it. So I took Grace.
And I told him from the beginning, I said, I don't think I'm going to like it. Don't hate me.
We got 15 minutes into it, and I'm thinking, it's certainly far from being the best Star Wars movie. The 3D effects were terrible, and literally we walked out after 15 minutes.
Not we. I want to walk out, and then you're like, oh, he didn't want to leave.
No, I wasn't impressed with the 3D effects, so I wasn't too bothered. And I had seen
Thank you, John. He said, nobody liked it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, one. Like I say, I made you watch the wrong one. If you watch Star Wars and then The Empire Strikes Back, they're the two really, really good ones. And then this one's Return of the Jedi, which is good as well.
But yeah, that's representing us.
Yeah. All right. Number 4. Carefully here.
Curly, you want to come here?
Okay. Number 4 is actually 2 toys, but they go together. Can you move that plastic thing?
Sure. So this is my number 4 of the top 5.
And this is...
I don't even know who he is.
He's got a fly on his head.
I don't even know who he is.
So this is Butch Cavendish from the Gabriel Lone Ranger toy line. And why did you choose this one?
Because I bought him a horse for his birthday present.
So for my birthday, I think
40th?
Last year?
No, 40th.
My 41st. My 41st, I think. Yeah, so Grace brought me Butch Cavendish's horse, which is called Smoke. And it's actually my favourite horse from the Lone Ranger series because I really like the black and all the contrasting colour pattern used for the saddle and the bridle and all that stuff. So,
but because like every toy I pick is because here is so many toys in here.
We've got a super chat from Scuba Pete.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much for the super chat, Pete. Great job keeping us all connected during this weird time. Gracie, my wife Leslie, is right with you on the toy collecting. P.S. This super chat is for Jody. Oh, thanks very much. Jody does like to send super chats, but unfortunately he's from... damn, Jody, are you from Sweden or the Netherlands? I don't remember. Part of Europe, and it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. It's a bit too late, so Jody's going to catch up on the replay later.
Oh, I see.
Night of Ren says, didn't Gabriel make 3 3/4 inch Lone Ranger figures? Yes, they did. I don't have any of those. They're very similar, actually, to the 3 3/4 inch Indiana Jones figures. I don't have any of them. When I did my video on Lone Ranger, I mainly focused on the larger, what are they, like 8, 10 inch action figures. I do believe at some stage we'll get a video on the 3 3/4 inch figures from Retro Blasting. He's got all those ones. That looks dope, very collectible.
You say,
that American Kid, Analog Toys, you inspired me to make a G.I. Joe YouTube channel. Well done, man. I'll check it out after the live stream. The American Kid. Resolute 123, Dave Song. Hey, he made it. Dave Song is a guy who is a really awesome artist. Remember I showed you the comic interpretation of the movie?
Yes.
That's Dave. That's
Tony love it, by the way. Thank you for that.
I do. I've actually put it onto a t-shirt and ordered it, and hopefully with all this weirdness that's going on in the world, we can still get international mail.
Hello, Vito from Germany.
Yes, hello, Vito. Punisher XX, good to see you again. He's often on here. Love your channel. Appreciate that.
So yeah, this just because I bought him these horses, that's why it have to be one of my top 5. Sorry, mate.
Yeah. So number 4. So the number 4 entry actually goes to the horse Smoke, not so much Butch Cavendish. He's actually pretty ugly. Have you? He's got pimples on his face. I'm showing you. I should be showing them. But if you guys want a closer look at Butch Cavendish and his ugly mug, you can check out my Toy Histories episode on the Lone Ranger. There's lots of close-ups there. George Aitken says, do you want me to send a package? So George Aitken wants to send me some things, and we've been a little bit worried about the mail. But as far as I know, George, mail is still going. So although Australia's now closed its borders to non-residents and non-citizens, if you are an Australian citizen or resident and you're trying to return home, they're still letting you in, although you have to go into self-isolation. But I do believe they're keeping the borders open for all trade purposes, which includes the mail. So It may be slow getting here, George, but I'm pretty confident it will get here. So
Hi Ed, we shall see if Thor is my first pick or not.
him.
Aw, he's got better hair than me. He can't be my first one.
His hair's not better than mine, though. My hair's awesome.
You got no hair, mate.
Resolute 1, 2, 3. What did you miss? All right, so Dave, this is the number 4 pick. Gracie's number 5 pick was Jabba the Hutt from the Ken of Star Wars line from Return of the Jedi.
It looked awesome.
George Aitken, the Stinger is in there somewhere. That's that black vehicle round the corner I said to you yesterday.
That you were...
Unfortunately, it's not in the top 5, George, but actually Grace gave me my Stinger with an original box. I think the box... It's
such a good Wi-Fi.
It's a European box, but that was one of my gifts for my 40th birthday, was a mint Cobra Stinger with the original box.
But you did tell me yesterday that was one of your top vehicle.
Yeah,
isn't it?
It was my favourite Action Force vehicle when I was a kid. Was
I'm
the Cobra
glad you
Stinger.
like it.
Yeah. She's a good wife. Yes, she is.
I know.
Knight of Ren, this list is all over the place, which is good. It keeps us guessing. Yeah, it does. Yeah, there was... the list changed a number of times yesterday. At one point, it was just a full-blown Action Man list, so...
Hi, Harry. We've been married for... It will be 8 years this year.
Yeah, 8 years. So 8 years in August.
It seemed like yesterday. It's time gone so fast.
Toy Smuggler, I got the Horse Silver, but still looking for a white hat for the Lone Ranger. I might have a spare.
Oh, there you go.
I might have a spare. Kevin, I'll have a look after this, and I'll flick you a message. You know, I've got a spare one. It's all yours, mate. I'll post it out to you.
1, 2, 3.
Mrs. Analog Toys, why Jabba the Hutt? So we did explain that.
Yeah.
Basically, Jabba the Hutt and Salacious Crumb is what me and Grace look like on a hungover Sunday. Me being the fat blob on the couch and Grace
we both are.
Grace being the crazy little creature on the end of the couch. Who is the guy next to Gracie? Who, me? I'm the guy who runs this channel. That would be crazy awesome. Yeah, Kevin, seriously, I'm pretty sure I've got a spare hat for him, man. I'll have a look after this.
Yeah.
I know I've definitely got a spare hat for Butch Cavendish, so if I don't make, which is the same hat but a different colour, so if that's all I've got, maybe I can send you that and you can paint it white for your Lone Ranger. All right, shall we get on to number
3?
Sticking with the...
You need that stand? With this one? No, I don't think so.
All right, sticking with the...
Are you guys ready?
Black-dressed characters. I was actually surprised when Gracie picked this one, but it is...
It's him. Who is he?
Who is he? It's Zorro.
Huh?
Zorro. So Zorro was an old character who... So he was... Oh, wow. How do you explain Zorro? So he was in California in like the 18th century during like the... I want to say American-Spanish War. I'm not 100%.
This is the first time I hear all these guys. Sorry.
I'm not an expert on Zorro. Who can
Tell me more about him. I have no idea. Tony didn't tell me many.
Yeah, well, there's a Zorro movie with Antonio Banderas, which you probably won't watch that either. That's a quite good, just like an adventure type movie. But he's
okay.
Zorro was like an alter ego. It was almost like a superhero before they were superheroes. He was a guy who he was like an aristocrat.
Yeah.
And then at night he would dress up as Zorro and go and fight the bad guys. This is actually a very rare outfit. Well, actually, it wasn't made for Action Man. It was made for, I think they called it Action Joe. I think it only came out in France or maybe some other European countries. It was never available in the UK. Don Diego was his real name, and then his alter ego was Zorro.
Sorry, it's Batman.
Zorro was an aristocrat who disguised himself to protect the poor from the government. Yeah.
So
he used to fight against an evil government to protect the poor people who were getting ripped off.
We actually need him in this day's society.
Yeah. And I want to do a shout out to my good mate Andy Wooten. I don't know if he's watching, but this figure, it appeared in one of my videos a number of months ago, and I mentioned that the whip was missing, which is a very rare piece. Somehow or another, my mate Andy Wooten just went, "Oh look, I know it's a rare piece, but I've got a spare one, and I don't have any other parts to Zorro." And he just chucked it in the post and sent it to me.
How good with this toy community, you know?
Yeah.
You send each other stuff.
So he's got the whip, he's got the sword.
He's a Batman in Mexico.
Yeah, the Batman in Mexico, yeah.
That's what I thought when I first picked it. I thought he was a Batman. Sorry.
Okay, so Zorro is a fictional character created in 1919 by American pulp writer Johnson McCulley, and appearing in works in Pueblo of Los Angeles during the era of Spanish California. Yeah.
There you go.
I sort of had it. I knew it was California, something to do with the Spanish.
Hi, Gary. But yes, just the pure reason I'm picking this because he looked really cool. I think he was the early, one and the other ones was right there in the black custom outfit. But no, he looked really cool.
Yeah, he's very different to the SAS guys. Like, they're all like modern soldiers.
Yeah.
And he's really traditional. He's got the high boots and the sword. Who wants a closer look at Zorro? There you go.
Pretty awesome.
And weirdly, although I don't seem to know much about Zorro in the way I talk, I did used to watch reruns of the black and white serial all the time when I was a kid. But I just used to watch the sword fighting, and I think I was probably a bit too young to actually understand the story. But that and Johnny Weissmuller's Tarzan movies I used to watch.
So, Alexei, I need to watch The Mark of Zorro.
With Tyrone Power. That's a really old movie.
One day.
Yes, it is a nice Zorro. And actually, funny, like, Grace chose this yesterday, and then we got a super chat.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for the super chat, Dragon Volada. Did G.I. Joe vehicles have the Australian flag on it? I don't think so. I don't actually know. So I know G.I. Joe vehicles that were sold in Canada had the Canadian flag on them, on the stickers. But I don't think they did that in Australia. I think they just used the American flag. Although I can't say for certain because most of my sort of G.I. Joe Action Force collecting was done in the UK, so I'm not sure. But certainly all the vintage G.I. Joe stuff I've picked up in Australia, it's all got American flag stickers on there. So Michael Schaefer says The Mark of Zorro is an excellent film. Scuba Pete agrees. The Full Force Podcast, Chris McLeod. Mate, I want to do a quick shout out now to the Full Force Podcast and Diagnostic 80. Kind of a shout out, kind of claiming a bit of jealousy here. but he has been very lucky enough to get an early example of the 6-inch Snake Eyes action figure that many of us have pre-ordered. And he uploaded a video review of that figure yesterday, which was incredible. And actually very funny. I'm now going to start calling him Chris Innuendo McLeod. So definitely check that out. If you haven't found it on YouTube or whatever, I've posted a link on the Facebook page.
That American kids say.
John Russell, Dragon makes great World War II German 1/6 scale. Yes, they do. The Dragon Company makes excellent 1/6 scale World War II German figures. The Full Force Podcast. I can't say that. Are we done? Are we done with Zorro?
Let's go to number 2.
We're getting through this top 5 pretty quickly. Grace, do you have any superheroes in your former country or comic? So, are there any superheroes in like Thai culture or?
I actually don't think so.
No, Not at all. What was that?
Might be the king, but you know that I'm just saying that's for real. But I don't think we have like superhero like you guys have. No, I don't think we do.
Who's your favourite superhero today? Like from the movies.
It'd have to be Captain America.
Oh, I knew. Gracie's in love with Chris Evans from Captain America. And I can't blame her. I'm kind of I'm going to get a man crush on him too. So
he can do no wrong. That man, he's so hot. You hot too, but he's hotter.
Yeah, but I can do wrong.
Like everything you do is wrong.
What was that Thai movie that you took me to when we were in Thailand about?
Oh, honey, that was about ghosts. He's not a superhero.
Yeah, but it's a really traditional story in Thailand, isn't it?
Yeah, but that is true story.
And what's it called? What's the Thai name of it?
It's called Pima, but it's nothing to do with a superhero. It's a true story. It's about like love.
It's a really traditional, old, almost sort of folk fairy tale in Thailand about a guy. He
went to war, and then he actually got a wife, and his wife was pregnant. But he actually when he came back from the war, she would actually try to give him birth, but then she actually died
in childbirth.
Yeah, in childbirth. So she pretty much haunted him in the way that so nobody else can have him. I will do that to you when I die. Don't worry.
And this is, I suppose a bit like for us, it's a classic old story, a bit like
it's been remade many times.
Yeah, Robin Hood and that kind of thing, and they made a big sort of it was one of the biggest like Thai movie productions that they'd done in years. What, about 8-9 years ago? We were still living in Thailand before we come to Australia.
Something like that, but
about that, yeah. And it was actually for someone
it's funny.
Yeah, it was a really really good movie. So. Let's catch up with some comments.
I knew it.
Well, that's his favourite character. Is he your favourite character, or are you just in love with the actor?
I'm just in love with the actor.
No. Andy Whitehead says, Gracie, what about Tony Jaa?
Tony Jaa. Oh, he's
back.
Yeah. You can't say Thai, huh?
Well, how do you pronounce it? It's Ong Bak, isn't it?
Yeah, but
Ong Bak.
Please don't try that again. No, Tony Jaa he's really good in real life too. I'm not joking. He's not just good in a movie. But like I said, I don't watch many movies. But if you ask any of the Thai men or Thai women about him, they probably say he's superhero.
Yeah, yeah.
Just like that Chinese man.
Jackie Chan.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
kind of like that.
Chan, yeah. I was going to say something then when it slipped my mind.
I can see one of the guys asking me a question before.
Oh, yeah. So Dave, he's saying for Mrs. Analog Toys, your accent, were you raised in England or Australia?
I wish I was raised here.
No, Grace was raised in Thailand. When I was living in Thailand, working in the Middle East, when we met, Grace always stood out amongst the other Thai girls among our group of friends as always being the best English speaker.
Thanks.
And I think really a lot of your accent come
from you.
There was when I was living in Thailand, working in the Middle East, I was in the private security industry, and there was a very large group of us ex-British military guys who were doing the same thing. We were living in Thailand on our time off from working in Iraq, and you were always around this big group of my friends and war buddies who all had strong English accents, and I think that's where Gracie first really picked up her accent. I think she has more of an English accent than an Australian one. But,
thanks, Han.
And mine is just muddled.
Where's it go? Toy smuggler. It doesn't bother me that because like I say, I most of the time I'm at work. He most of the time, by the time he's come home, we had dinner and then off he go and do his own thing. It doesn't bother me if I don't know that he buys so many stuff. I nearly swear then.
It doesn't matter if you drop one or two.
No. It actually doesn't. I don't mind it because I think Tony like to. I enjoy seeing him enjoy doing things you like. Then you leave me alone. How good is that?
When
did you get your tat?
Well, When I get my I've been getting. I started getting tattoos when I was pretty young. When I was in the Australian Army, like 18, 19, I started getting tattoos.
Why? Don't tempt me.
I kept getting tattoos for a long time, and I don't know, like probably 6 odd years ago or something. I just sort of I don't want any more. And
you sure?
Yeah. The only tattoo I've got in recent years is that one on my hand when Alan passed away, but
I'm still waiting for my name on his body.
He'd
been promising for 7 years. Still hasn't happened.
You don't want your name on my body.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, all right.
George say more why. I might go get some.
Yeah.
Should we go on my...
Ed Hughley. His toys made him YouTube famous. Yeah, I didn't really expect that to happen, but it's keeps me.
It's just keep him sane, you know, because
it's just added a new aspect to my hobby that I really enjoyed. It allows me to be creative and give back to the community, and I do like that. The Full Force Podcast. Get Gracie's name. Get Gracie's name tattooed on your forehead. Yeah, I think that's where she wants it.
That's exactly what I wanted.
On here. But I'll put her real Thai name, which is...
Your forehead won't be big enough, Bubba.
It'll have to be 2 lines. Kritiar Kumwongsa is actually Grace's real name.
Please don't let me spell.
Where
are we? No, they're not free.
No. So John Russell saying, I know a lot of veterans have tattoos. Does the military offer them for free? No, they don't. Gary's Action Man channel, did you put Maskatron back together again? So I got Maskatron out in the last live stream, and he's that silver-chested robot guy up there.
Oh, yeah.
And you can actually shoot his arms and legs off, and I was doing it in the live stream, and stuff was bouncing everywhere. Yes, I did get him back together, but it took me longer to clean up after that live stream than any other one I've ever done.
That American kid asked you a question.
Oh wow, Tim Ward saying there's more than 100 people watching. Let's see a thumbs up. That's awesome.
Nice.
We've got 108 people watching.
How good is that?
That American kid, Hey Analog Toys, I know I've seen some in the past, but do you have 1/6 scale tanks? I've heard they're pretty rare. I have got the Action Man Scorpion tank, which came out like in the early 70s. I've got that in the box. It's very large. Literally, if I put it on the table, it would cover the whole table, and we'd be peering over the top of it to talk to you on the camera. So, Chris, just quickly for you.
For me?
No. He joined late. So Grace's number 5 pick was Jabba the Hutt. Number 4 was Butch Cavendish and Smoke from the Lone Ranger, and this is number 3. Here's Zorro. So let's get on to number 2. Let's get a tattoo that says Analog Toys on your upper lip.
You mean Tony or me? I don't think it would look good on me. It might look good on Tony.
Okay.
Let's go on number 2.
Drum roll, please. I'm really pleased that Gracie picked this one. And it is...
Is it Grenadier Guard? What is he called?
Grenadier Guard.
That's
it's the original... Now, the Grenadier Guard was a very popular Action Man outfit that they kept releasing from 1971 pretty much right up to the end of the line, with slight modifications along the way. They made cheaper materials. This is an original early example.
Action makers better be Intruder.
No, it won't be the Intruder. On really early examples of this uniform, like this one here, he's actually got, I don't know how well you guys can see, but he's actually got the crease in the front and back of his trousers. It's actually stitched in to make it look better. Like the tailoring on this is just incredible. And why did you pick this one?
Because we went to England, I think,
2.5 years ago.
2.5 years ago, and we went to Buckingham Palace, and the real life scale actually stood outside the palace wearing this outfit, and I'm like that. Every time I look at it, it reminds me of a good time that we had in England.
Yeah.
And it's been one of your favorite, isn't it? I've seen this since me and you were together. It's always be in the nice display cabinet. Oh, I got a light on. So yeah.
So Chris McLeod saying he'll send me a pic of him as a kid dressed as a Grenadier Guard. I think I've actually seen that photo in one of your videos, Chris, but please send it through on the Facebook Messenger or something so I can show Gracie, because he's a cute little kid dressed up in his little outfit. Yeah, so again, so when Grace was picking, I've got a shelf of all the ceremonial Action Man figures, and Grace was like, oh, look, it's got to be one of these. I wasn't sure. She almost picked the Scottish one, the Argyle and Sutherland Highlander. But then decided to go with the Grenadier Guard because she's actually seen these in person on her trip to England and knew her.
And yeah, it's remind me every time I've seen it. It's so English, isn't it? I do want to see you in one of these though.
Look, there's Chris has just sent the picture.
Oh my god! That's gotta be one of my top 2, mate. That's so cute.
Sorry, guys, I couldn't show that picture on the screen, but it was
pretty good.
Badre Bally, of the lineup you showed in the Action Man documentary, my favourites were the Regiment Series, SAS, and the Space Marine. Yeah, I was really glad you chose this. I think this was the very first of the ceremonials, actually. Yeah, this was the first one they did in 70 or 71. Oh no, Curly the cat thinks that Zorro's whip is a little worm or something that she can catch and eat. She's trying to chase his whip.
Hi, honey.
Leave him alone. I'll get him out of the way. So Bob Reekin, as I remember it when I was interviewing him, was saying that they did this uniform first for Action Man, and then after they did that, all the other regiments, the famous British regiments, started going to Palatoy saying, "Oh, can you make a make a uniform from our regiment?" So they went on to do the Lifeguards and the Blues and Royals and the Argyle and Sutherland Highlanders. Ed loves the way you say mate. Mate.
I think one of there you go.
Is there a way to determine regiments in dress uniforms? Yeah, there is, but you really have to be an expert at it. So it's to do with the number of buttons. They have different numbers of buttons on the. I actually even think from like non-commissioned officers to commissioned officers, they have different numbers of buttons. Often the plumes are different colours. I actually don't think the Grenadier Guard is supposed to be white. I think Palatoy got that wrong on this one.
That one.
Now that you were on 2 Livestream, do you think about...
No.
Do you think about starting a small collection, Gracie? A collection of wine bottles?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, because
But every time she starts to collect wine bottles, even I jump in and drink some of it from time to time.
No, I probably won't collect it because, first of all, I don't really have time. I work too much, and by the time I come home, it's just not my thing. But no, don't get me wrong. But I admiring everything he does. But no, I don't think I would start collecting. I might start collecting cat though, if that's the case.
Yeah.
Cat. Yeah, you want more cat?
Yeah, maybe. George Aitken says the British Guard regiments do see active service and are distinguished by their buttons. Yeah, yes, they certainly do see active service. Like being a Grenadier Guard doesn't mean that your career is being dressed like this out the front of Buckingham Palace. It also means that you put on combat clothing, body armour, helmets, charge your rifle, and go into Afghanistan and do battle with the Taliban and stuff. So,
Michael, yes, Australia have a lot of good wine.
Especially Western Australia where we live. There's some amazing wineries down like Margaret River.
We pretty much, switch our wine every day, so to try the new ones every day, so we know which work best for us.
Gary's Action Man channel is asking, did the Palatoy design team visit the Parachute Regiment barracks back in the day? I believe they did, because I know Bob has shown me some photos where he photographed all the genuine kit for their para smocks and the parachute packs and all that stuff. So I believe they did visit the Parachute Regiment barracks, yes.
Yeah, good idea. I actually could do that. Have you seen the comment?
Yeah. King Eric the Great the First, which is a good name. You could put the action figures in wine bottles like a ship in a bottle. Yeah.
But how am I going to drink it though?
You're not putting my action figures in wine bottles.
You never know. Don't piss me off. You might come back one day and one of your actions is going all right.
So we've got a Queenslander here, Martin.
Oh, hello.
Martin, I hope you're
safe and sound. Because,
doing well in this crisis. I know Queensland has been one of the
most affected as well.
Brisbane? Yeah, it's one of the sort of epicenters within Australia for the spread of this.
Hope you're all safe,
disease.
mate.
George Aitken, I'm the most modest man in the universe. Is that your superhero catchphrase? The most modest man in the universe?
Yeah, tell you, he know not to do that.
Yeah. No, if I want to keep collecting toys and running a YouTube channel, I'll try not to piss you off. Not too much anyway, a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit, okay. Okay. So, where's my first pick, Bubba?
All right, it's hidden down here. So we're coming up on Gracie's number 1.
So should we go again on is anyone new is here? No, not really. So we just go. I mean, if no one new here, we can just go.
What one is in the coffee cups?
I did think of it though.
Scuba Pete, I wish it was, but it's 20 to 9 in the morning here, and we've actually both got Tetley's extra strong tea. I made mine with 2 tea bags, so did Gracie. But Gracie actually keeps her 2 tea bags in because she likes it to get stronger as she drinks it. Honey, my figures are all in bottles. Stop whining. King Eric the Great the First. Has Tony learned any Thai?
No. Probably forward.
I know how to say drunk and how are you and... No, so...
He knows to say, hello, thank you, you deserve it, and drunk. Is that it? Is that all?
Yeah, so Grace's English has always been, well, not always, ever since I've known Grace, her English has always been really good. So we've never really had much of a language barrier now, or even back then. But also when I first met Grace, I was learning Arabic quite a bit, and I was really struggling to try and learn.
I put another language
2 languages
there,
at one time, so I do speak a little bit of Arabic. So, salam alaikum to any Arabic people out there. It's happy hour somewhere in the world.
My God, you guys are so tempted me.
So George Aitken saying, did Gracie panic buy wine? No, she's panic buying cat food and cat litter.
Yeah, because I could not get them anywhere because we live in a world that it actually limited you to buy anything. I mean, I can only buy 2 cans of cat food per day. I can't even get a cat litter anywhere. So I'm not panic buying because I work at a shop, so I can just go get wine anytime.
Yeah, I'm sort of panic buying beer a little bit, but this American kid says, hey Tony, from your friends, I hear Australia is one of the drunkest countries in the world, but luckily it's a little less drunk than Ireland.
Yeah, I could agree with that one.
So how do you say toy in Thailand, in Thai?
Kong Len.
Huh? Kong Len.
Kong Len, yes.
That we all got an education today. I never expect. That's a pretty cool name. Kong Len, that's just a Thai for toy.
Yeah, toy.
One more time?
Kong Len.
There you go. King Eric the Great the First. Tony is panic buying action figures.
I bet he did. I don't want to know. Did you? Did you panic buy?
Analog Kong Len. So King Eric is saying Tony is panic buying action figures. I'm actually doing the opposite, mate, because I am a bit concerned about what's gonna, because a lot of the toys I buy from overseas.
Yeah.
I'm quite concerned that with borders shutting down, that mail may.
Not arrive.
I do believe it's still going to get through. It's just going to be a bit slower than normal, maybe. I don't know. So I'm holding off on that. I actually something I was going to mention earlier, guys. I'm just going to grab Zorro one more time. Get Zorro back up here, because Grace actually picked this figure last night, and it was so weird. We were getting set up for the live stream, and I was set up kind of early and sort of waiting for Grace to do her makeup and stuff like that, and I was just scrolling through my phone, and I think I was on the Facebook page for Mego Mania, and there was a guy on Mego Mania selling a mint boxed Palatoy edition of the Mego Zorro, which is one of the holy grail Mego figures. This is mint, unused. The figure out of the box is still wrapped in the original plastic. If anyone's interested, man, these things don't turn up often, but I think he's asking €3,200, which is not a ridiculous price for that piece, but it's certainly something that only a high-end collector is going to be able to afford. So.
Full Force Podcast say, correct my spelling, and is it? You're not calling.
Is that how you spell it?
No. That looked like something spelling in Vietnam or something.
Yeah, it looks like Vietnamese spelling. Ugh.
Someone's selling the box unused.
Yeah, it's George Atkins saying that on eBay at the moment there is a boxed unused Robo Skull, and we're actually, I think the box is open, but when the parts come out, they're still on the original sprue. They haven't been broken off. I imagine that's going to go for,
crazy.
£1,500 probably.
How?
Yeah, the last good box one I saw went for over £1,000, and that had actually been assembled. Never got a chance to panic buy, but today in Asda found some Star Wars Retro Collection figures. Captain Beefcake, well done.
I never watched it.
Leonard Lee's asking Gracie if she liked the movie Zorro. She didn't.
I have never watched it, so
she hasn't watched that. Resolute 123. What is considered the holy grail of Action Force? Ooh, there's probably a couple. So, for me personally, the holy grail of Action Force is the Z-Force headquarters, complete with the two rare UK recolours of Stalker and Gung-Ho, which became Jammer and Gaucho. So, same figures but completely different colours. That's a holy grail for me.
Ooh.
All right, John Russell saying, what's number one? Let's get on
to let's
Gracie's
do this.
Number one pick. All right. And it is the Action Man Eagle-Eyed Royal Marine Commando. Philip Gonzalez says the first Rambo movie is the best one. Do you agree? I completely agree. First Blood's the best.
Oh, the Full Force podcast. You had him.
You had this one, Chris. So when Gracie picked this,
I knew I'm gonna pick this one because it looked just like you when you had hair. Like seriously, and I saw the picture of Tony when he was, back then in the army in his camo, in all his gear, fooling on with the blonde hair, blue eye. I'm like, man, he's sexy.
And then I got old and let myself
Everything
go.
Falling out.
I let myself go. Everyone gets old. I'm just trying to grow old gracefully. Tony has eagle eyes, yeah.
I know, he does that every time we go out.
The creepy eagle eyes. No, Chris, thank you very much.
Sometimes he's sexy.
So I was a bit surprised when Grace picked this, because I was never a Royal Marine. I know a lot of Royal, and actually Grace knows a lot of ex-British Royal Marines guys, again, that were doing private security work and living in Thailand. But I was never a Royal Marine. But she wanted to show a photograph of me
I saw
when I was younger with hair, where she seemed to think I look a bit like this guy here. So
super chat. Can you see it? Can you guys see it?
I'm waiting to see. Oh. So that's a photograph of me in Africa in around 2004. Scuba Pete, thank you very much for the super chat. Just got a parcel from the UK today with a Minty Panther and MMS and 7 figures. Don't tell my wife. But there is even more Action Force goodies due in from the Netherlands.
Awesome.
If you're getting them from the Netherlands, are you buying them from Boonsart? Because I purchase a lot of stuff from them as well. When you're buying smaller items from them, the shipping is quite expensive. It's not their fault. It's the eBay Global Shipping Program. But if you kind of buy in bulk, he's really good at getting everything into a package and sending it off at a cheaper postage rate. So,
Lena was asking me if I want to join military. No, I'm too scared.
Tony, do you also have that neck piece that locks you into sniper position? No. He's saying it's like a centerfold pose, laying down in the center of Playboy.
Does actually look like the Titanic when Rose was laying down naked. You know what? You know what scene?
Yeah. Where he's drawing out.
Yeah. You look. Oh.
Yeah, that pic definitely has a Playgirl vibe. I'll if you're lucky, I might post that photo on the Facebook page afterwards.
But yeah, I just can't go past it because it's just so Tony, and I'm married a toy crazy man, and this is like miniature of you.
Yeah.
In the toy version.
Scuba Pete saying he did a big bulk order. Yeah, that's what I do. I've only bought from Boonside probably 3 times, but when I do, rather than sort of getting one item because of the postage, I always save up and get a few bits together, and then makes the postage much easier.
Yeah, we can't do that. I know what you mean, Restoration 1, 2, 3. It's a PG channel, so we can't do that.
Hey. Draw me like one of your French girls.
How you do?
Oh dear. Keep this PG, everyone. Keep this PG. We might have kids watching. Resolute 123. Do you have a preferred repro vendor? It depends on the item, really. Like certainly for reproduction Star Wars, it's got to be Chris from Stan Solo. But I've actually, about an hour before this video, what are you doing?
He just looked good.
About an hour before this live stream, I posted a video to Patreon. It'll be on YouTube tomorrow, where I'm talking about some custom reproduction parts from a guy on Instagram who goes by the name of the Kraken Wakes. I purchased a couple of bits from him, and he sent some other free items in there, so I did a quick video yesterday. So like I say, that's on Patreon now. It'll be on YouTube tomorrow. Well, if you're in America, it'll be on YouTube about 8 o'clock tomorrow night. If you're in Australia, 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. That's the guy I was answering.
Yeah.
No, Keith, they never did a Z-Force aircraft carrier. They never did that. I wonder if someone's ever done a custom version of it. Tony, in that picture, it looks like you were issued an M16. I thought only SAS guys had them. It's actually... it's a Canadian version of the M16. It's an M4. Tony in the Joe Namath pose. Joe Namath, he was some American footballer, I think. I'm not really familiar with Joe Namath. I know they made toys out of him, but I think he was some sort of a sports star. I don't know.
So I want to know, is any of you surprised of any of my pick?
Yeah, is anyone surprised with any of Gracie's picks? I was surprised with this. Look, no, you've got a cat hair on his chin. Because I don't think this looks like me. Like maybe the uniform looks a little bit like a lot of the photos that Grace has seen of my time in the army. But George Aitken's going to send me an Action Force version of this, so one of the small ones, but the same outfit. Paul Barry says, yep, all of them I didn't expect. Scuba Pete says the Jabba surprised me.
Oh, really? Surprised me too.
Chris at the Full Force podcast said he actually thinks it's a pretty solid list. I think there's some really good choices. Yeah, I think you did well.
I know, he says he's paid by the guard.
Because he's so out of the ordinary military figure. Yeah, but
it's reminding me of something. It's, a happy place.
So do you like any Mego stuff? These are all the Megos.
Where? Just here?
These superhero ones.
What about them?
No, these 4 here are medium.
They're very old figure.
Yeah. We see Captain America. He doesn't look anything like Chris Evans, does he?
Yeah, nah. No, it's have to be the Batman then because in his Batman mobile.
Yeah, the Batmobile. Cool. I would probably have expected an SAS Action Man of some description, but that's about it. Yeah, well, so a lot of the SAS guys are all dressed in the black because, it was all inspired by the events of the Iranian embassy in the early 80s. But then, since then, the SAS don't particularly run around in all black gear anymore.
So, no, I actually don't grow up with any toys. I never had toys. I don't even know any of the toys. I don't even have Barbie, so...
Yeah.
I didn't grow up with them because, like we said before, I grew up with such a poor family. So the toy is not essential. So I never had one. Never played with one.
Yeah.
Seen one, just never played with one.
Yeah, you've always really been into music, haven't you?
Yeah, it's because...
music's really Gracie's thing. Loves listening to music.
That just, that because back then when I was young, I think the music, that's the only thing we can, is for me to reach is easy. I don't have to buy it. You can download it.
You wanted to be a DJ, didn't you?
I do.
Yeah. DJ Gracie Cray Cray. I just come up with that name then. What do you think? DJ Gracie Cray Cray.
No, I don't have any water buffalo toy. No.
No. Gracie, never too late to start a collection. I don't think Gracie's got any interest in starting a collection.
No.
And there's no room in the house for 2 collections. There's only room in this house for the animal
I'm just
toys
going to
collection.
leave through his, obsession. So save our space. I collect... I might have another cat, so...
Yeah.
D-Cray.
Cat Janet.
Oh, bring her in.
All right, guys, we're coming up on an hour, so we're going to wrap it up. I'm just going to bring Curly in so you guys can meet Curly. You've met George before.
So this is Curly the cat. Hi, honey. Baba.
Say hello to the audience, Curly.
She just...
This is my girl.
We just woke her up.
Yeah.
Come here.
All right, guys. I think we're gonna
Wrap
call
it
it there. So
thank you so much for tuning in.
thanks for being on the live stream again, Gracie.
That's all right. You owe me.
I'm sure a lot of people appreciate it. I don't tend to do live streams this often. I kind of do them like every 3 weeks, and I just did one last weekend. But yeah, with everything that's going on in the world and all these people in self-isolation, I thought it would be
It'll be a great idea.
it would be a welcome distraction to
Yeah.
have Gracie come on here, talk about her top 5 favourite toys in the collection, and yeah.
But like I say, thank you so much for being here.
People, have a great weekend. Thanks for the great live stream. Yeah, amazing, guys. All right, you sit down, look pretty, and I'm going to turn the camera off. All right, thanks, everyone.
Might be time for a wine now. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. That's been awesome. One last time.